Hi everyone, it's Stephanie here, and today I have a card to share that is featuring some Winnie and Walter stamps. I am guest designing with them for the month of January, and today I'm going to create a spring-like card. I figure a lot of us are in winter weather right now, and a springy, bright, fun card is definitely what some of us need. So I am going to be using the In Bloom Eva's Favorite Flowers stamp set, and my plan with these stamps is to create a wreath on my card front. I love the different flowers in this set. There's some that layer together, there's some that you can use on their own, and they're just the perfect size that would work in a wreath design on a card front. So I'm going to start off by doing some stamping. I need to stamp all of the leaves and the flowers that I want to use in my wreath design. So I just have a piece of Nina Solar White cardstock here, and I'm just grabbing a bunch of different inks. I used a ton of different colors, and I'm just going to go through and stamp all of the images onto this cardstock piece. Now I'm making sure to spread them out enough that I'm going to be able to die cut them easily with the coordinating dies, and I'm just kind of mixing and matching all of the different colors. So I have some standard green color leaves. I did the layers over top. I did some aqua leaves and some aqua flowers. I did a couple of layered reddish pink flowers. I did the little swirly things. I did a whole bunch of the yellow and pink little flowers, and then I did a few more of the yellow spirally type flowers. And then just like magic, they're all die cut, but really it took me a little bit to run them all through my die cut machine. But I did run them through, and now I have everything ready to go, and we can create this wreath. And I absolutely love I just kind of grabbed colors that I thought would work together, but now seeing everything laid out together, I absolutely love the color combination that I ended up with here. So I didn't want to put the wreath onto a completely plain stark white background, so I am adding a tiny bit of color with my cracked pistachio distress ink and an ink blending tool. And I'm just very lightly adding this color to the center area of the cardstock panel until I have enough of it that you're going to be able to see it, but it's not going to overpower the wreath at all. And then once I'm happy with that, I need to create a circle that we can use to kind of put the wreath on. I'm no good at just kind of eyeballing a circle, so I decided to just grab my compass and draw a circle onto the card front. I just eyeballed the center of the cardstock panel. I know I'm going to trim it down a tiny bit when I'm done, so I didn't worry too much about that. And then I just very carefully kind of swung my compass around there and got myself a circle. And this is going to be the guiding point for me to create my wreath. So once I have that there, I'm not going to worry about the pencil at all because it's going to be completely covered as we start to add all of these flowers. So I'm just going to fast forward through this. It took me a little bit of time to add all of the pieces, so I kind of sped it up quite a bit. But I wanted you to be able to see the full process of me adding the leaves and flowers to the wreath. So I started out with the biggest flowers first, and I kind of put them in a triangle pattern. And then I took the pink flowers and kind of put them in a little bit of a different triangle pattern. And then I also added those large leaves. And then once I had my three main groupings, I kind of just went from there and just grabbed different flowers and leaves from everything that I had die cut and stamped. And I'm just kind of adding them into the wreath area. So some of them I'm tucking under other ones, some of them I'm putting on top. And I'm just kind of watching as I go here to try and make this as circular as possible. I don't want to have a whole area like you can see right now at the bottom. It kind of points down. There's like a pointy area. I don't want that on the wreath anywhere. I'm very OCD about stuff like that. I like it to be very circular looking. So I just kind of positioned the flowers all around until I had it to the point where I felt like it looked more circular and less kind of pointy and unproportioned. And I'm just using Zot's glue dots to adhere everything down. It's real quick and easy, and it allows you to be able to tuck underneath all of the different components because they're not fully stuck down. They're just stuck down in the center area where you've added that bit of glue. And I'm just continuing, and you can make these as full or as not full as you want. You can, keep them a little bit less, or you can just keep adding until you're happy with it. And once I had it to the point that I think it looks beautiful. It's nice and full. Then I can go ahead and do my sentiment. So my original plan was to have part of the sentiment on a banner and part stamped, and I didn't like that at all. So I ended up stamping the entire sentiment, which is sending giant hugs from the Sending You stamp set, right in the center of the wreath. And then I also added 3 stamped hearts to go kind of in that open area around the sentiment. And then once I had that done, the whole card panel is finished. We have a beautiful wreath ready to go. So I'm just going to add the panel, which I did trim down a tiny bit like I mentioned before. I'm adding that to a gray card base. And then to finish it off, I wanted to add a few little gems to some of the flower centers, just to kind of add a little bit of pop of something. But I didn't want them to overpower the beautiful flowers, so I decided to stay very muted and just use white gems. And I didn't change it up. I used the exact same color. I just used a few of the larger ones and then a couple of the smaller ones on some of the tinier flowers. And then once I have those positioned onto my flowers, that is going to complete this spring-themed wreath card and bring us to the end of this video. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I will be back next week with one more Winnie and Walter video and card to share with you. And until then, I will see you next time.